Hi guys, it's me, Skylar Capri, and today we're going to be doing part one of my holiday fragrances arriving to the drugstore, focusing on Olay, EOS, and then Treehut. There will also be a part two, and that part two will cover things like Dove, Native, as well as Hems. Now, if you've been around for a while, you know that I typically do Bath & Body Works content, and we are not straying away from that at all, but I was thinking to myself, okay, if I was somebody that maybe I just wanted a gentler formula, maybe I look for something like a Dove, or maybe I want cleaner ingredients, something like a Native. Or honestly, maybe if Bath & Body Works is just not in the budget right now, but maybe I get like a Walmart coupon, or I have a gift card, or maybe I have a little bit more I can maybe spend at the drugstore. I'd kind of want some awareness as to what's going. Maybe there's something similar in the Bath & Body Works lineup, but it's coming to the drugstore. Good awareness all around. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to make a video on that, and I'm going to make 2 videos on it because there is a lot of product, you guys. So that being said, if you're returning to my channel, welcome back. And if you're new here, welcome. We typically do Bath & Body Works content on my channel focusing on the body care, but we do love to, reach out every once in a while. So if that sounds like something interesting to you, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And without further ado, let's dive into part 1 of the holiday fragrances coming to the drugstore for 2025. All right, you guys, I'm going to sit on this side of the screen and put some images up right here, and we're going to be starting out with Olay. Now, Olay, I do believe, is limited to their moisturizing body washes, which are 22 fluid ounces, and according to the Walmart website, are coming in at around $6.97. Now, Olay, like a Dove, can be very weird with the availability. However, I have spotted this collection in person at Walmart, so I can definitely confirm it will be at Walmart. Not sure if it will be at other drugstores like CVS's or Rite Aid, or if it will be at Target, but it will definitely be at Walmart. So keep that on the lookout if you are an Olay shopper. Now, as I mentioned, it looks like it is limited to those moisturizing body washes, but they are providing 4 fragrances that are limited edition for the holidays. And I think there's a lot of good variety among these scents. So the first one we have is going to be Spoonful of Sugar, and this is largely going to be your gourmand of the Olay holiday collection. Now, this one says it has notes of glazed cream and vanilla custard, and the icon or like donut on the front I think is just so cute. It looks like it has a little bit of glitter, the snowflakes. It's holiday but still cutesy, so I'm definitely vibing with the packaging. But I think if you're a gourmand girly, you like vanillas, you like really warm, just really nice, sweet, pretty fragrances, this is going to be the one out of the Olay lineup for you. Now, if you are interested in something like a Bath & Body Works fragrance, I don't believe there's going to be any one-for-ones between Bath & Body Works and Olay, but I am going to touch on something I think it could be similar or in the same realm with every fragrance. So starting out with Spoonful of Sugar, I think this would be most similar to like a Bath & Body Works Vanilla Bee Noel. Not an exact dupe, not the same scent. I don't want you guys to think like, oh my goodness, it's a drugstore dupe. Definitely not, but I think if you like the vibes of Vanilla Bee Noel, or you've read the scent notes but you're looking for a drugstore, specifically an Olay version, I think Spoonful of Sugar could be your best option. Now, the next fragrance we have in this collection is Visions of Sugar Plums, and this one wins my favorite packaging. I just love the purple. The sugar plum is just sparkly with the gold leaves. It's very holiday, it's very fun, and just the gold snowflakes. I feel like the whole thing's very cohesive. You also know, if you've watched my channel for a while, I'm just a sucker for anything in purple packaging. Also, I'm waiting on Bath & Body Works to come back out with, I believe it's Iced Sugar Plum from I'm scared, probably like 10 years ago, so I feel like this one's a little bit personal for me as well. But Visions of Sugar Plum has notes of spiced fruit and warm amber. Now, when I read this one, this sort of reminded me of Bath & Body Works' Cozy Vanilla Bourbon. Now, you're probably like, okay, I'm really not seeing the matchup there, but Cozy Vanilla Bourbon, it almost has this like overripe fruit. It's this dark fruit liqueur, and then it has that vanilla and kind of bourbon backing, which I feel like might be similar to spiced fruit and then warm amber in the Visions of Sugar Plums. Again, not like a one-for-one match or a dupe by any means, but I feel like maybe if you like that one, the Olay one could be a good option for you on the sort of vibe of the Cozy Vanilla Bourbon. Now, the next fragrance we have is going to be Champagne Blush, and this comes as really my second favorite packaging. I'm loving this almost like glass fruit effect. I just think it's fun. Again, love the gold, love the bubbles. It's a fun collection. I'm enjoying this. It's very refreshing to see from Olay. I feel like typically they are a bit more simpler with their packaging, and this definitely fits their brand, but it's just like holiday version. So I feel like this is very creative. Way to go, Olay. But Champagne Blush, I meant Champagne Blush. Champagne Blush has notes of berries, sugared rim, and then rose petals. Again, I think this is going to be a super fun fragrance for the winter time. It's going to be a berry, but I feel like this one would also be really great transitional into like February. So maybe not truly holiday, but maybe more of that January into February, a holiday transitional. Based off these fragrance notes, I think this would be somewhat similar to Mrs. Claus's cocktail, just from the berries and kind of the sugary note to it. Probably not a one-for-one matchup or a dupe by any means, but maybe if you were interested in the Mrs. Claus's cocktail, maybe this could be something good to check out from the Olay brand standpoint. But yes, it is Champagne Blush, not Champagne Bliss. Now, the last fragrance we have in this collection is going to be Olay's Fireside Fir, and this one has notes of fresh spruce and sandalwood. So I feel like if you are not a gourmand person at all, you don't want something like berry or fruity or really vanilla-y, you want something kind of minty, outdoorsy. Fireside Fir is going to be perfect for you. I also like the icon with like the gold pine cone. All four of these have kind of that gold element that's linking them together, so the collection as a whole looks extremely cohesive. Now, regarding a Bath & Body Works fragrance that I think could be similar to this, maybe something in the men's collection. I'm not sure what they're doing with aromatherapy this year. They have done some pine in the past, so maybe if they're going to do an aromatherapy pine fragrance, it could be somewhat similar. I am not very well versed on the men's collection. My boyfriend really just loves the eucalyptus and spearmint stress relief, or he likes ocean or whiskey reserve. So that's usually what I stick to when it comes to the men's collection at Bath & Body Works. So there definitely could be one that is kind of like this sandalwoody and spruce and pine that I'm just not aware of. But as far as the ones that I am aware of, I feel like this could be somewhat similar to maybe one of the mints, or maybe one of like the one of the aromatherapies if they're going to do a pine fragrance this year. But you guys, that wraps up the Olay collection. We're going to be moving right on along to the EOS collection. Now, the EOS collection, I believe, is coming to both Walmart and Target, but I have found it on the Target website. So I know for sure it is there. The exact products that I'll be looking and talking about are the EOS body lotions. These ones are the 16 fluid ounce ones, and according to the Target website, they're coming in at around $9.99. Now, something to note about these is that they are online starting on October 19th, so they're not available for purchase, at least not at the time of me filming this video. But if any of these are catching your eye, maybe there's not a Target around you, or you're not sure of the availability, definitely keep your calendar marked for October 19th. We're going to start out with one that I think I'm the most excited for out of the entire collection, and that is going to be the EOS Cocoa Cashmere. So this entire line, there's 3 of them, and it's all going to be a scent note and then cashmere. So we have Cocoa Cashmere, and this one has notes of velvety cocoa, vanilla marshmallow, and sugared amber. Now, you guys, if you are a fan of Bath & Body Works' hot cocoa and cream that has not been available in the body care for quite some time, this one might be something that is totally up your alley. As soon as I saw that they were doing a cocoa type of fragrance, I was like, okay, all the hot cocoa and cream people are going to be running for this one. It mentions that this one smells like a night out wrapped in cocoa, marshmallow, and amber, and it even recommends to layering this one with a woody fragrance or even a floral fragrance to make it day or night. So I think it's a very interesting kind of scent story that they include on the website, but I think this is going to be super exciting, again, for those hot cocoa and cream lovers out there. Or if you haven't tried that one, or you really weren't around when that one was out, but you're like, man, I hear so many people talking about this one. I don't really want to spend like $30 on Mercari buying it, or, I just don't know about that. The EOS Cocoa and Cashmere might be the one for you. The next thing we have in the EOS Holiday Body Lotion Collection is going to be Peppermint Cashmere. And this one is going to have notes of candy cane, marshmallow fluff, and sandalwood. Again, featuring notes of candy cane, marshmallow fluff, and sandalwood. It doesn't really say anything besides that one. But regarding this fragrance, again, it's going to be a nice sweet peppermint. If you guys have shopped Bath & Body Works for a while, I think you're going to know the one I'm going to compare this to. I'm going to compare Peppermint Cashmere to almost I almost totally like lost my brain and went Twisted Vanilla Bean Noel. Like, what is that? Twisted Peppermint. I think Peppermint Cashmere is going to be the most similar to Twisted Peppermint. Yes, it has that candy cane note, but it also has that marshmallow fluff, so it's going to soften that out. If you've smelled Twisted Peppermint in the past, I feel like honestly the best way to describe it is like Twisted Peppermint smells like Twisted Peppermint. Like once you smell it, you really can't get it mixed up with anything else. But Twisted Peppermint, yes, it does have that true peppermint note, but there's something creamy, almost making it like a buttermint if you're familiar with that kind of type of candy. So I think Peppermint Cashmere is going to be your go-to if you like a Twisted Peppermint, if you like kind of that more creamy peppermint vibe. Again, online starting October 19th. Now, the last fragrance we have is part of the EOS holiday collection. Now, I am talking about the body lotions, the 16 fluid ounce ones, but I do believe they will be coming out with these 3 fragrances in like a mini mist as well as a hand cream. I've definitely seen the hand creams, and I feel like I've seen pictures floating around of the mini mist, but this is just what I happen to pull up on my computer. The next one we have and the last one we have is Caramel Cashmere. This one has notes of buttery caramel, sugar cookie, and spice vanilla, and the Bath & Body Works equivalent that I think this would be most similar to, really there's going to be 2 fragrances. I think this might be the most similar to Vanilla Bean Noel, but also depending on that spice vanilla and caramel note, I could see it maybe being similar to Gingerbread Latte. I feel like the Gingerbread Latte one is more of a stretch though, so if you are a fan of Vanilla Bean Noel, I think this would be most similar to that if I had to guess. But this one looks super yummy. I am interested in kind of that buttery caramel. Sometimes when a fragrance has buttery notes in it, I'm kind of like, I don't know if that's going to be like too much for me. Like that in a home fragrance on a body care, it's either a super win or a super lose when it comes to just kind of mixing with my skin chemistry. But this one says, smells like a baking day with buttery caramel and warm sugar cookies. And it says to layer it with vanilla fragrances or amber fragrances. So I really do enjoy how it gives you some of those layering combinations. I think this one's going to be super fun. Obviously, 16 fluid ounces at $9.99. You're getting a great deal on these. Also, I'm not sure how the Target coupon system works, but I feel like Target does a good amount of coupons, so maybe you could benefit from there, get the price down a little bit. But overall, I think the EOS holiday collection is looking fun. It's looking promising, especially for those hot cocoa and cream people. I'm sure a lot of you are screaming when you heard that through the screen. Now, the last company we have to talk about today is going to be Treehut. Treehut is also releasing 3 fragrances, which are honestly sort of different to what we've discussed today. So really great job from the drugstore brands at having a large amount of variety. We're not just seeing like the same 3 fragrances over and over again. What I'm looking at right now is going to be the Treehut Foaming Gel Body Wash. This is coming in at $9.99, and $9.99 will also be the same price for their Sugar Body Scrubs, and I believe their Whipped Body Butters as well. I'm not a big Treehut user. I really just use them for their sugar scrub, so not exactly sure on the pricing, but for the Foaming Gel Body Wash, it does have it coming in at $9.99, and I have found these Treehut items all at Ulta. So if you don't have an Ulta near you, I do believe the Treehut display is already out. I've seen photos, so this should be somewhere in the front of your store or with the other Treehut body care. The first one that we have to talk about today is called Dancin' Queen, and I like the packaging on this. It's holiday, but not like super holiday, so I think that's fun. The font choice is cute. I love the color of like the font compared to the actual gel wash itself. It looks cohesive, it looks fun, and still a little bit of holiday in there. I feel like the most thing we've seen, really the biggest like design thing we've seen this holiday is a lot of bows. I feel like super, into the bows this year, which I'm a big fan of, so I think that's a win. But it categorizes this one. It says, this body wash features scent notes of mandarin, maraschino cherry, and ginger ale. Very interesting scent notes. However, I did think this could maybe be similar to Bath & Body Works' Bright Christmas Morning, because Bright Christmas Morning has a super like bright mandarin citrus orangey vibe. It also kind of has like a cherry note or like a berry note to it as well. So when I read those scent notes, I was like, this could be similar to Bright Christmas Morning. It kind of sounds the same, but I have a feeling that that maraschino cherry is going to be a little bit brighter than what you see in something like a Bright Christmas Morning, which the berry note's more mellow, and I feel like the orange or the citrus note really comes through. So that might be something to keep in mind. Again, probably not a 1-for-1 match, but if you like Bright Christmas Morning, or maybe you're looking for Bright Christmas Morning in a scrub version, I would check out the Treehut Dancin' Queen. The next one we have in the Treehut collection is going to be Merry Mint. Love the packaging on this one. Love the pink, love the mint, love the font, love the green. Really can't say anything bad about this one. I think the packaging looks great. Now this one says Merry Mint body wash features scent notes of iced peppermint, cotton candy, and warm vanilla. So I'm very interested to see how the mint mixes with the cotton candy. I'm not exactly sure how that's going to work, to be honest with you. Sometimes I struggle, like if you're eating Halloween candy and you have like the really fruity gummies mixed with the chocolate, and then you're like eating like a Twix bar and you're like, just kind of tastes have like a Skittle vibe to you. Like, is there something kind of fruity in here? I'm very interested to see how mint and cotton candy work. That's not a combination I would put together. The only thing I could think maybe it could work out, I'm thinking of like a peppermint, what's it called? Like the taffy, like the saltwater taffy. You know how peppermint saltwater taffy kind of has that creamier, almost like candy-like feel to it? Maybe the cotton candy is just adding almost like a creaminess to the mint. I have no idea, but I think that one's gonna be super interesting. Also, if maybe you don't like a super punchy mint, like a twisted peppermint, which I feel like could be the most comparable to this from the Bath & Body Works standpoint, maybe this is for you. Maybe it's just a little bit more toned down. Yes, you still have the peppermint vibes. Yes, it's still holiday, but it's not as in your face as a twisted peppermint. Merry Mint from Treehut could definitely be for you. Now, the last fragrance we have to talk about today is called Mistletoe Magic. And for whatever reason, this packaging is reminding me of like early 2000s, late 90s, like Barbie. I am loving this. It reminds me of like a Barbie game I used to play on like a computer, but like, you know, like the desktop where you put the CD in and you had like your mouse and all that kind of stuff. I feel like this is very much giving like 90s, early 2000s Barbie, and I am absolutely living for it. It says Mistletoe Magic Body Wash features scent notes of mistletoe greens, spearmint, and vanilla bean. I think this is interesting. I think a lot of people are gonna have a lot of fun with this one. It's not just your traditional, more like piney spruce one without anything sweet to balance it out. I think the vanilla bean and the spearmint with a little hint of pine in there, it could be a really interesting scent combination that maybe allows you to cut through more of the sweeter items. Maybe if you have like vanilla bean Noel, winter candy apple, bright Christmas morning, strawberry snowflakes, a lot of those more like sweeter, more traditional fragrances, and you're looking for something to cut right through, a little bit of freshness, I think that Mistletoe Magic could definitely be for you. And I'm loving the packaging. I'm loving that bright kind of green color in the actual body wash. That just looks so fun to use in the shower. But you guys, that really wraps up part one of the holiday coming to the drugstore. We covered Olay, EOS, as well as Treehut today. Part two will be coming very shortly. But I hope you guys enjoyed and you found it helpful. Let me know in the comments down below if you like the kind of the drugstore videos. I have no idea where I should gauge it. So let me know down below if you found it helpful, but I hope you guys enjoyed and I will see you all in the next one. Bye guys.